Look, 10 years ago, 300 people maybe, and that might have included wives, huh, JB?
Probably.
Yeah, and suppliers and everybody else. And my first intro to you all, 2006, Santa Rosa, it was still called IntelliGolf. There was no discussion about convergence. There was no discussion about a transfer of wealth. There was no discussion about a shift from the direct side to the channel. The discussion was about, the hell with those direct guys, what are we going to do? They're killing us, right? When you're an executive coach and a management consultant, you look for weapons. You look for tools. You look for real life experiences so you can nail it with your own clients to really drive it home. In the next 20 minutes, folks, let me in your soul, okay? Because I see things. It's 10 years later. I probably have worked with 40 or 50 of y'all. See, I'm already fitting in. And I probably right now work with 15 of you. And my work over the last year has been about, as Andrew said yesterday, how do I increase my selling capacity? And translated, how do I build my army? Sub-agents, direct guys, VAR alignment, distributors, referral partners, MSPs. How do I do it? And today I want to use the ScanSource Intelisys relationship as a quick case study because it's the same principles, but it's on a bigger scale. Success leaves clues. You know that. Follow my track today because where you fail, nice, huh? Where you fail is alignment with the other person. If Rick Sheldon, Dana, Deller, Jay, Mike Bauer, Buck Baker, ScanSource leadership team, if there wasn't alignment, there would be no deal. What we tend to do, because we're sales-driven people, is forget all about that. Let's talk about the deal. Remember the tortoise and the hare, and I'll talk about it later. But remember, the tortoise won the damn race. The hare got all the press. You all don't slow down enough to align. And that's what I want to talk about today. So, I know, huh? That's pretty cool. You know what Jay said? Nobody will really get that, Chuck. You will get this. You will get this. It starts with alignment, Rick Sheldon, co-founder Intelisys, right? Talk about vision, culture. What if vision and culture and Intelisys, ScanSource didn't align? Would we be here with a deal with them?
No, we would not. So this is a really cool thing because this came up yesterday with Buck, and we were sitting in a meeting talking about are you in your growth mode? Where are you in the curve? Are you a buyer? Are you a seller or are you a builder? And this example came up and I said to Buck, no matter what we were doing as we were growing our company and we were coming together, would we have checked all the boxes and said the financials work, the future looks bright, but we don't have a cultural alignment? Would this deal have happened? We both looked at each other and I knew his answer. He's like, no. So you can have all the alignment that you want, but if you don't have culture, you don't have real alignment. If you don't have trust, you don't have real alignment. That's really the foundation of which all the great ideas then come from.
And once you drilled down on that, and we said, yeah, man, let's pass go. You talk strategy.
Absolutely.
And you and Jay and Rick and Dana, Buck and the team broke it into two boxes. Core business and?
Core business and the future, which has a lot of uncertainty in what that is. So what we said was, first of all, and this is a great thing, and this is part of the alignment that when you really had Jay, Rick, Dana, and myself, we talked about this change that was going to happen, but we said the most important thing to us was to make sure that this was good for our community, good for our colleagues, and good for the partners that got us to this point and would be good for them moving forward. So when you think strategy at that point and you're moving forward, you're taking a look at making sure that the core is stable. And so we had alignment. We didn't have a new company that came in and said, this is great, guys. but we want you to go fix something that we have wrong with our company or go grow something. They gave us a piece of advice. They said, it's going to get exciting and move fast. Don't take your eye off your business. They, meaning Mike Bauer and Buck Baker, said, we've seen this act before.
Number one strategy in the company, protect the core.
Number one strategy, do what you do great and keep doing it great, no matter what.
Protect the core. Now you think about the last time you went to align with a distributor or a VAR or bring on a sub-agent or bring on somebody direct. Did you slow down and talk vision? Did you slow down and talk shared culture? Did you slow down and say, man, is this really a fit? The tortoise won the race. The tortoise slowed down. The hare didn't care. The hare didn't seek to understand. Ladies and gentlemen, in every relationship you're going to build, stop, halt, seek to understand that there's a fit first. Because what happens, you develop trust. You built what you called the Tiger team. Okay, talk about the Tiger team. Who's on the Tiger team?
First of all, I'm going to tell you what it is, and then I'll tell you who's on it. So what the Tiger team is, it's just a little fun code name for us, and it's really to make sure that to not put pressure and take our eye off the ball of doing what we do great and continuing to do the Intelisys mission, which will continue. We really have an opportunity to go ahead and help the ScanSource value-added resellers to develop their ability to align with you and to be able to embrace recurring revenue. It's been something that's been talked about for a long time. It's been tried by many different suppliers going direct with VARs. It's been talked with master agents doing it. We now are on the inside of the premier distributor that has access to the premier value-added resellers. And so this Tiger team is out to really go in, get into, as Chuck likes to say, get into the soul of the value-added reseller and figure out how we're going to help them move from a declining margin, a CapEx basically, sale that's really, the strategy is driven by the vendor, to a solutions-oriented provider and look actually more like you guys and align more. The opportunity out there and the shift in revenue for you guys, and you're leading the way. You're already so far ahead of that group that is so focused on technology as a box or as a supplier-focused item. You're already ahead of that. So the opportunity to scale and to take what you do, this team is going to go ahead and really get into what it's going to take, figure out the 5, 6, 7 short and medium and long-term initiatives that we need to do, of which a good example, just to be clear, would be Super 9. Just so you know, Super 9 is working for you guys. Picture somebody from a value-added reseller. We need to take them through a Super 9 to be able to do that and show them how you guys do that and figure out how to get them to partner with you guys. So another initiative would be defining in that audience of those value-added resellers, there's very few of them that are actually going to be able to do what you do. We need to get them to the truth and admit it and say, yeah, we've tried this before and it always fails, so we really need to align.
Right.
And that's another initiative, but it's not just a dating surf. It's got to be better than that.
That's right.
So I want to tell you who's on the team and what there'll be more to follow because it's a discovery team. It's really like a Navy SEAL reconnaissance team. We don't know exactly what we're going to find when we hit the beach. We've got some ideas. So on that team, it's very small and very agile. It's going to be Mark Morgan from ScanSource. I don't know if you're in the room, Mark, but if you are, please stand up.
There he is.
Right on. We've got Dan Sterling from ScanSource also on the team. We've got Andrew Pryfogel, who is already bringing in things like Super 9 into the team. And then they said somebody's got to keep these wild dogs at bay, and so they're like, Rick, you can do this, right? I'm like, sure, as long as I can bring Chuck Mache with me. So there's 5 people on this team. The goal of this team between now and the end of the year is really come up with what are the 5 or 6, maybe 7 best strategies, rank them in order, do a real serious robo on this whole thing with Chuck, and figure out how we're going to go to this so that we can expand the ability for this channel to go to market and grow its ability to be a solutions provider together.
Thanks, Rick. And so you guys just remember, as it's going to come at you with ScanSource VARs, there's 36,000 of them, 2,500 employees, 30 nations. You had better take the time to talk vision, culture, strategy with them because there is no pass, go. Think about your failed discussions and why they've occurred. Think about that employee you wanted to hire and why you didn't. It's because you did not align.
Don't be afraid of them. And you guys, the opportunity is huge for you guys. You want to actually seek to understand, like Chuck says. You want to figure out how to align. You have opportunity. You have a massive opportunity to be able to scale your business with their customers.
All of that leads to trust. And the trusted source of the core is Jay Bradley. I mean, it was 10 years ago, Jay. Were you president yet?
I think so.
Yeah, so 10 years ago, we're in my country club over in Santa Rosa, and I'm executive coaching Jay, and I am going to surprise him, and I pull out a map of the U.S., you might not even remember.
I do.
And it's blank, and I go, so, how are we going to cut this thing up at 100 million? Where's it going? So he reaches over into a little glass and pulls out the little golf pencil and says, well, we're going to do this with the East, we're going to do this with the Central, we're going to do this with the West, and we're going to put channel managers here in the NFL cities, and then we're going to attack the B cities. And I watched, and he didn't know I saved that piece of paper. And not long ago, we pulled it out, we matched it against reality, and he hit it about spot on, huh?
Yeah.
How do you view the U.S.?
Yeah, look, I mean, we put our soldiers closer to the battle, and for two reasons. One is to find the entrepreneurs. I mean, I'm looking around the room, and I've met so many of you and talked to you out on the mind shares during the years that we've been doing this. And, you know, I always get similar questions, and the biggest one I get is, what's the key? What's the one common thread? And the one common thread is, who's the entrepreneur in the room? Who's the guy and who's the lady who can wear all the hats and deal with the chaos and sell, and scale, and not be afraid to hire and invest and to wear all those crazy hats and deal with the chaos of being an entrepreneur. It's not selling skills, it's not networking, it's not the market that you're in. It's the folks that are true born entrepreneurs, or they've learned how to be true entrepreneurs. And I talk about this all the time. I mean, 10 years ago, we set out a vision for Intelisys. We're no different. We learned how to scale, and we said, look, we want to be the first $100 million master agent in the market. And we didn't know if we could do it at the time. I mean, this was a long time ago. Our market was still very immature, very private, a bunch of private companies that were all doing their own things. We said, how do we do it? Well, we put people out in the field to help you guys. We find the entrepreneurs, we empower them, and every program that we built and everything that we do is to help you guys grow. Yeah. And that's the core, and that's what we will never take our eye off of. I mean, look, I said in a blog back in 2011, we for the first time announced, kind of what our revenues were. It gave people visibility into how our business was working. And I said, for as big as we are, we're a gnat. We're a gnat on the elephant's ass. And there's so much more to get out there. And the people that bought into that vision are the ones that help us grow past, we blew through 100 million last year. We're at 150 million this year. Obviously, there's been new news with the ScanSource acquisition, and we couldn't be more excited about it. So let us continue to help you. That's my message to everyone here. We have the resources through the Cloud University, through the Partner Investment Program, through the very best people in the industry, which is the only ones that we will hire. And that's why it takes us so long to fill roles. We want extraordinary people. We will make no exceptions on that. Let us help you grow. If you do that, if you trust us, to go back to the issue of trust, if you think we've done a good job scaling, if you think our formula works, let us help you. Let us help you grow. That's our promise to you. We will do that every day. We wake up every day thinking about how to help you guys grow.
My advice is spike the mic and walk off the stage. But Sheldon looked at me and went, he said ass. Just saying. What would you have done personally, JB, if you didn't feel like there was vision and culture and alignment on strategy? Would you be sitting there?
No, it doesn't work. And it's the same for your guys' company. As you guys trust yourselves to make those investments in your business, to find the right person to be your leader so that you can move on to do the next level work that you need to do to grow your business. If you don't have that alignment, that culture, that vision, it's a lot harder. It can still be done, but it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
So, talk to me, talk to Deller and Sheldon and Dana, all of us on our team. Rebus was a huge addition to our team. Brandon, JR, and all of our channel managers. Justin in New York has done things that others can't do. Carla down in the Southeast. Samantha down in Southern California. I mean, talk to us.
Yeah. What we didn't have on that map was the smart guy army. Mm-hmm. What we didn't see coming was the convergence.
Yes.
We didn't know. And Ray Nelson, VP of Cloud Services for the company, because I just gave him a new title. He
Sheldon said, "How much did that cost me?"
Yeah. Like, what? Yeah, Cloud Services Coalition, Andrew Pryfogel's company, came over in 2012. I mean, Ray, you're a smart guy. If you didn't feel the alignment, would you be here?
I would not have.
And you were a hard guy drilling away on wait a minute, where are we headed here and why? Because that wasn't our dream.
Mm-hmm. 4.5 years ago, cloud, it was in its infancy. Nobody really knew what, it was a marketing term, in all honesty.
Yeah.
And we had to take that from a marketing term and actually turn it into solutions, turn it into something that our sales partners could sell. And there was no book written on how to do that. I don't think anybody, some of the other distributors didn't have that. And what excited me about Intelisys, why I came here, was the fact that, you guys, the leadership team here had the vision of what will happen and what the future will be. And, I came from the VAR community and I saw what that progression was going to be. And it was great to see somebody who embraced that. And I think the key to that, and to this day, the key to Intelisys is the fact of how much we listen, right? We listen to our suppliers, we listen to our sales partners, and then we put a plan together to execute on that. And I just love being part of that.
Right, and we're at execution in this discussion right now because there is alignment and enough trust to get there. You don't trust the Hare when it comes to let's talk vision and let's talk culture. I would bet you have a very compelling story of why your company, when it comes to selling directly. And I would bet you your story loses some of that compelling flavor when it comes to talking about relationships, adding to your army, because you're not thinking about it. Slow down. What is the vision of your company, and why should I join your company? And what's in it for me? Help me understand why your company is the place I should park myself. Not as a customer, but as a partner. And that's the truth about that. Talk about quickly our smart guys around the nation. And Ray, how many do we have?
We have 6 smart guys right now.
Six. But how do we do that and help all these people around the nation? Are they all 6 very smart?
They're all smart.
Okay.
All very smart. You know what? I got to tell you.
If you're smart,
6
raise
for
your
6.
hand.
I hate the term smart guys.
It's Jay's term. Do you still
It
hate
is Jay's term. Yeah, I still hate it. Because,
You're back to a director.
Damn. No, we have 6 across the country. And we started out, with just a one on each coast, Bob Faber, myself. And,
You're in demand.
we are.
The other guys are in demand. What do? Can't be everywhere.
We're virtual all the time.
Yeah.
And now Justin with his
You came up with the general contractor concept.
One of the biggest things that we saw was our sales partners were trying to know everything.
Yeah.
Try to have all the information, be the solution seller. And we sort of came up with the concept of cloud general contractor. You don't necessarily need to know all the specifics of the technology. That's what the smart guys are there for. Yeah. You need to be like a general contractor. When you talk to your customer, a general contractor, when he's building something, he doesn't know how to pull the plumbing all the time. He doesn't know the electrical. He brings the trades in. Our suppliers are the trades. Your job is to quarterback. You're supposed to be the general contractor, manage the whole entire process, bring the right people to the table. I look at our smart guys, our engineering team here, as the architects. So when we need to be able to figure out how to build that solution, who to bring in, where to bring them in, we're going to help that general contractor build the plan for that.
Excellent. Okay. Thanks, guys. So listen, to execute on your model, to what Andrew said, you're all after increased selling capacity. And I know, because I'm in the trenches with a lot of you very intimately, you have to give the same amount of thought to how you are building your partnerships, because it's coming at you. And if you're going to be ready, give the same amount of strategic thinking to how you will build relationships as you do selling. And you will be that much further ahead. So let me close with this, the tortoise and the hare. This is the most sought after slide this last year that you all requested from me from the mind shares, all right? This is the truth slide. Are you advancing or are you stalling? We have a room full of hares, right? I'm asking you to slow your world down when it comes to partnership and alignment. If you are strategically thinking, if you have a bona fide strategic plan, if you are advancing your company, then you have this clear, exciting, practical plan like ScanSource and Intelisys have aligned on. Do the same for your business. If you're stalling, you got no plan, you got a weak plan, or you got what I experience occasionally with all of you, which is, well, we got the plan done, and then it's back to business as usual. Don't be that person. Slow down long enough to have the discipline to build a plan that you can execute on. Execution spins off of your strategic plan. If you're advancing, you're really disciplined. You have those key tactics identified, and that's the only thing that makes your strategy go. The rest is just bullshit talk, unless you're executing. If you're stalling, it's inconsistent and splintered. And if you're stalling, look at your time management, folks, because it's about how do you advance. If you're advancing, you're proactive. It's your agenda. My coach said something very, very powerful to me as I was bitching about how I'm overwhelmed. I have too many clients, yet I want more clients. And my time management's messed up. And she said, Chuck, time doesn't manage you. You manage it. Get proactive. And I went, whoa, what am I whining about? Be very proactive. You'll know if you're stalling, if all you are is reactive, if you're majoring in the minors. And one thing's consistent for the last 10 years, many of you do $20 an hour things when you're worth a lot more than that. If you have a strategic plan, you can partner with the right people that can put you in a position to be on your business and in the important things. The next level, ladies and gentlemen, and Intelisys is a next level company, always grinding to get to the next level, as evidenced by the recent milestone of ScanSource and Intelisys. The next level is not a one-size-fits-all proposition. It's different for everybody, especially when we are comfortable, and we all strive for that. It requires honest clarity, honest, truthful clarity about who you are and what your true intentions are. So look at that last box. I will tell you that if you have truthful vision and willingness, and your true intentions are to advance. If not, I will tell you, go deeper in your soul. Your true intentions are to stall. Truthfully. So go a level deeper with yourself. Ride the wave of Intelisys. Find trust, alignment, so that you can get to that trust, so you can execute and grab the dollars, the 28% growth expected, the major influx of the cloud. You grab that, but for God's sakes, be prepared.